Hey Pisces, welcome back to my channel. This is Jen with Lighthouse Oracle, and I am bringing you the energy check-in for the week. We're just looking into your energy and seeing what advice that Spirit has for you today. We're going to go into the tarot cards and then with the oracle cards for the advice. So I'm going to put these to the side. I've mentioned this in my energy forecast that I'll be doing the check-ins during the week with sign-specific messages. So this is for my Pisces, and also I'm doing Pisces last of the water signs, and honestly the last two for my Scorpios and Cancers, I drew charms as well at the end of the card portion, but I keep getting the Pisces charm. And in the back it says intuitive, so maybe if you came from the Cancer or Scorpio reading, then keep watching. Let's see what message we have for you today. Oh, okay, that was quick. So we're just gonna do a little quick, I try to keep the limit to 3 cards, but you know, no, we're not doing that today. Okay, we're gonna do that today. This one. So we're gonna keep it like that. Like I said, I try to keep it to a 3-card spread because I'm trying to make my readings a little more concise, a little more direct, a little bit more fun with the charms, and yeah. So we have the 9 of Swords in reverse, we have the 3 of Wands, and then we have the Judgment in reverse. And so I do feel like, and I was trying to recall the last 2 readings that I did, but I do not. So if you are Pisces and maybe you're resonating, or you have other like water signs like Scorpio or Cancer in your chart, to check those out and then come back, or watch this first and go watch those. But looking here, with the 3 of Wands being in the center of this reading, I see this as like expanding your horizons, kind of like looking out into the open. And with the 9 of Swords in reverse, I see it's like getting out of this foggy, anxious, very like sleepless, like depressed energy. And we're setting our sights to bigger and broader things, and I am loving that energy, Pisces. And maybe we've been feeling this way for a little bit. Maybe this, 9 of Swords energy was with us for a while, but in this check-in I'm seeing we're getting out of that. We're not feeling this way. We're looking into the horizons, and with this Judgment in reverse here, so when we say in reverse, sometimes it's like, oh, it's the reverse of what the Judgment card means, but sometimes it means the same thing, just like of a less, I guess, potent effect. So with this Judgment, I see this as like judgment call, like you're being called to get out of this energy. And maybe it's not like a sudden like, oh my gosh, what am I what am I doing with my life? I gotta, I'm gonna quit my job today and see what I can, and travel in a van now. And props to you if you're doing that, if you're living that van life. I do not judge here. I'm like, hell yeah, if it makes you happy, go for it. But I kind of see this more as like a small, like more like an inner nudge, more like a, hey, it's time to get out of bed. Or maybe there's like something that sparks an inspiration of yours, and you're seeing like, oh, maybe I can do something here. Oh, I've been interested in this. Maybe I'm gonna take a look and maybe get in, study a little bit, read up on some books about X, Y, and Z topic, So a very great energy to have this week. Keep at it. And if you are in this anxious space, then I am seeing the need to kind of give yourself that nudge and see things from a broader perspective. So take that how that resonates. If you are feeling, if you are in that, you know, sleepless, restless energy, it sucks and it's hard and it's hard to get out of. And sometimes the best thing we can do is either symptom treat, you know, talk to your friends. For me, sometimes I still have sleepless nights here and there, and my mind can get a little foggy. I can start overthinking, and sometimes I just have to, like, for me, a way to cope with sleeplessness is to watch like really boring documentaries. I mean, sometimes I'll start being interested and actually watch it, but you know, it's like certain things like that that can get you into a more calmer state, a more state of not overthinking, of this, you know, trying to do what you can get out of this depressed state, whether it's listening to music, you know, watching something you enjoy, listening to binaural beats, you know, therapeutic music, anything. Like for me, I still go to sleep listening to singing bowls. I love the big singing bowls, and it just calms me down because sometimes the quiet is a little much for me. But yep, let's go into, so that's what I see here, but let's go into the Oracle decks to get messages from Spirit. So what advice do you have for Pisces for this week, for their energy check-in? Oh, okay, we're gonna just take these little flyers. Seems, ooh, okay, yep. So we have the moderation, so let's look at this together. And it says, is there something you know you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat it mindfully and healthily. Although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking too when I see, you know, the plans and, you know, and this judgment in reverse. It's not the most, you know, dramatic, like suddenly you're awakened and everything's gonna change and you're gonna pack your bags and move to Sweden or something. But, you know, these changes come in moderation as well. And even though they're coming in moderation, that's still healthy and that's still change. And that's still, you know, a baby step is still a step, is still a step. So there's that. And then we have nature's signs. And it says, be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continually. We need only open our hearts and minds. So maybe this is a sign to maybe get out of bed and get into nature, get out of your house and breathe in some fresh air and, you know, allow yourself to feel the energies outside of, you know, the box that maybe you have put yourself in for some time. And like I said, maybe it's not even to, you know, suddenly pack your bags and move across country. Maybe it's just go to the park down the street, or go to, you know, a store that you really enjoy walking through because it brings you peace, or to a bookstore, or just taking a hike around your neighborhood, you know, just getting out and getting connected with nature. And nature is good, nature is helpful. And maybe you can see something, maybe some signs, maybe, you know, you'll see some butterflies around the way, and let that be like a reminder to you that change is so beautiful, as scary as it is sometimes when, you know, caterpillar basically turns into a butterfly, that stage where it's like eating, and then it's basically coming out of its own body. Nature's punk rock, I'm just kidding. But yeah, there's that message. And let's get one more little message for you from the universe and from Spirit. I love this deck. It's so silly and zany, and the messages they just make me smile. This is I keep having to look at the box, but it's the notes from the universe on love and connection. So there is that. I do keep the boxes of all of my tarot and oracle cards if they do come in a box. Some of the more independent ones come in a little satchel, and I try to keep them in there as long as possible until they break, and then I'll figure out where else to put them. But I feel like the boxes that it comes with is like their little houses, and so it helps protect them, and they're happy, I'm happy. Yep. So let's see what Spirit has for Pisces. Pisces. And even though this is a more specific reading, this is still okay. I'm gonna take this because I was staring at this for a long time. Like the whole time I was shuffling, this one popped out, and I'm gonna take this one. So before I get into that, yes, so these readings, right, I'm doing as much as specific, it's down to Pisces. There's still a ton of Pisces out there, so please take what resonates and get rid of whatever does not. And what I mean by resonating, it's, you know, that the feeling you get when it's like that, it clicks. It's like, oh yeah, oh, I'm, you know, that applies to me. Okay, that makes sense. And maybe even it's just like these nature signs and things in moderation. That's good advice to have on a general basis. But okay, so let's go into this card. This one, it says, love is the reason. It's so cute. I love this. It says, wow. It says, each person in your life is there for a reason. And that reason always has something to do with love, like me, the universe. I love that. Isn't that cute? It's like little notes, little tidbits. So if you needed something to, you know, brighten your day a little bit, this is it. Love is the reason. And it's true. You know, we tend to shit on our egos, and it's like, oh, it's my ego talking. It's my ego, and ego is awful, and this is bad, and this is like the bad side. And but honestly, most of our motivations are in life are out of love. Even the bad stuff. Yep. As weird and sometimes as bad as it may seem, most of the motivations are for a love of something. Although, and yes, that love can turn into an obsession, which can turn into like extremes and like that, you know, that if it's all or nothing, it's this thing and no one can have this thing, and, you know, if you don't believe in this thing, then you're bad. And that's not, you know, that's taking love to extremes, and we're talking about moderation, right? Even our egos are doing what they're doing in order to, you know, out of love, because they want to protect us. And, you know, maybe the places we've grown up and that we were raised have built up our egos, and our egos were our coping mechanisms and the way that we defended ourselves and the way that we survived, basically. And that's because the ego loves us enough to want to protect us, right? And that's and it's going into like a little bit of a rabbit hole on what love is. But each person, like in this message, it does say each person in your life is there for a reason, and that reason always has to do with love. And so, like, you know, your friends, your community, the people, I don't really believe in coincidences of, I am a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, although I may question it 9 times out of 10. I'm like, why is this happening to me? Or, you know, what could be the reason? I still believe that there is a reason. I just don't know what it is. But yeah, take this message as it resonates with you. Maybe if you just need to know that, you know, people do things out of love. As, you know, crazy as the messenger is and as the message is, it's out of love. But that also doesn't mean to get rid of your boundaries. Like I've always said, and I'm going to continue to say to the day I die, boundaries, not barriers, right? Boundaries is what helps you filter out what is right for you and what is not right for you, and keeping it at a safe distance. Barriers is what is keeping everything at a distance, whether it's good or bad or healthy or not healthy. It's just there. And so when we create more boundaries, it's like we're inviting the good things too, and we're keeping, you know, if it's healthy criticism, right? It may feel a little sour, a little pinchy, but it's, at the end of the day, it's healthy criticism. And so we're allowed to bring that in. So that's the card portion of the reading for you today. My fellow Pisces, if you want to stick around for the charm reading, please continue watching. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. But we're going, for us that are staying, I have this charm box, tray, contraption thing that I bought off Etsy, and I love it. It's so cute. I'm gonna leave the link to their store in the description box, but it's the Black Ridge Co. Yeah, .etsy.com. And I am going to use a diagram to give me an idea of what field the charms are in and the message for that. I'm gonna move this to the side. But I am also thinking, like, you know, if I'm doing more general readings and I don't want to use the diagram, I'll maybe put like a little cloth under it. And maybe I'll like change it up once in a while. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But let's look into your charms for Pisces. Let me just check in, what does Spirit have for Pisces? Okay, we're gonna take this. Okay, interesting. Interesting. All right, so we're just gonna go through all of them, and then I'm gonna go from top down, because I feel like if I go through all of them, I'm not gonna know my place or where it's at. So we have T and G in the money section. I will zoom this in after I go through all of the charms, but we have, so this may be like initials of maybe like a company that you want to make money from. Maybe it's, you know, you're about to get some money or it may be initials of a person you want to collaborate with, or you want to do some sort of financial endeavor with. But I have that there, and then I have this giant memory key that came out in a previous reading. I don't remember which one. That's the thing about intuitive readings. I don't remember what I say after I'm done and after I close out a reading. I let it be, because if I remember all of the readings I've ever done, I will go crazy. But we have this giant memory key, which is directly like horizontal on the lines of love and family. And so maybe we're having Pisces, you know, we're having a little bit of walking down memory lane. Maybe it has to do with our past relationships, romantic relationships, our relationships with our family, you know, things like that. And maybe it's holding a key to unlocking a part of something, or a part of yourself, a part of the journey ahead. And we're learning from the memories of our relationships in regards to family and love, to how to react to future connections and future romantic relationships. And family, maybe not even being blood family, but soul family, right? The people we consider family, our closest friends, our closest allies. It's like, how did we interact with them? How did we keep a connection with them so strong? How have we built that connection, right? And applying that to the future. And then here we have, so this is the self, which a lot going on in the self, in the travel area. But I have this little rabbit, and this is actually the little white rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. And it's one of the charms that actually came with this box, which, oh, I love them for it. They gave me like a little satchel of like extra charms, and it's so cute. And I love Alice in Wonderland. So the white rabbit is, what is he? He's always gonna be late. He's always rushing to get to places. And maybe it's like, and it's kind of the direction it was facing was towards this self section. So maybe you've been feeling like, you know, hey, it's time to get up, time to get going, we got to be productive, we always have to do this, we have to be healed already, we have to be like our best selves today, and it's today is the day to be, 100%, ready to go. And honestly, that's really exhausting and that's not how life is, and that's not how, we, as much as we want to be that way and we want to be, super productive and super on the go and go-getters all the time, we gotta take a step back. We gotta, like, moderation, right? Like, literally moderation. And what I'm seeing with this card and in connection with the White Rabbit is that the unbirthday celebration, where everything was in reverse. It's a happy unbirthday and it's wacky and crazy and it makes zero sense, and that can be a little overwhelming for, if that's not what you're, and especially having that every single day. Imagine going to a party like that every single day of your life. I mean, props to you if you can do it, but I know I cannot, and I need a break, and I want to go to bed, and I love sleep. And so that's the moderation I see there. And moderation on how hard you're like blaring this horn at yourself. Don't do that. You're okay. It's fine to take it easy. And with this charm, this is like it kind of reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune, also like taking direction. And boats aren't the fastest form of transportation, right? It's like, we're the captains of our ship, but that ship only goes so fast, and it goes with the currents of the sea. And so it's like going with the flow, riding the waves. It's like you're not just letting the waves carry you, you're still steering, right? I love this charm. But you're still steering the way, but you're co-creating with the universe. If the universe is the waves and you're on the ship, then you're co-creating by giving your ship a direction and a place it wants to go. So there's that charm. And then we have this charm here, and it says listen, and the number is 7451. If that resonates with you, if these numbers, what are they, added together, 9, 10, 17, 8. Oh, added together, it's the number 8, which is also seen as like the infinity sign from time to time. But I'm seeing more on the listen part with these charms, which all the charms that I bought from this have numbers on the bottom. So we're gonna take it all, but my focus is on this listen. And it is listening to yourself, listening to all the parts of yourself. Even the one that's being like naggy, you're listening to it. Doesn't mean you have to like do everything that this is saying. It's like, where is it coming from? Why is this particular voice extra loud, What, like, if it's so loud, what is it trying to draw your attention to? And it's not like, okay, I'm just gonna drop everything and then do whatever this voice is telling me, right? But it's like, listen and, digest it a little bit, let it settle, and then next steps, right? And then going into this is the travel section, and I'm seeing a little birdie here. So maybe you're taking a flight somewhere safely. We're still in a pandemic, but maybe there are plans that you would like to travel to. Like, I'm not like saying like never, like stay at home and never go out and never live your life, because who am I? I still go to the grocery store, I try to limit myself as much as possible, but I'm not telling anybody to like lock your doors and never see the day of light again. And I'm just saying to do it safely, wash your hands, carry hand sanitizer, take a little extra precaution than you would if this was pre-pandemic, right? Like, wear your face mask, social distance if you can, even though you're on a flight, you can always bring like, what's it called, little wet naps with you and wipe down the seat, or, you know, something like that. But here I also see this. It's a little Gemini charm. So maybe the person you're traveling to or traveling with is a Gemini. I also see the Gemini as like the twins. So maybe your other half, maybe they're not even a Gemini sign. Maybe they're just like a partner, like someone you love. And maybe someone you love as in like your best friend. You know, someone you have a really strong like twin connection with, that it doesn't have to be romantic, it can be platonic. It could even be like your literal twin if you have twins in your family, you know. And then we have the Scorpio here, and it's kind of sitting like in between all of these. So this is a self, travel, work, and home, right? So sitting like over here, more like travel, work, and home. And see this kind of as Scorpios are very secretive. They keep a lot to themselves. They tend to be a lot more like, not isolated, but they enjoy their solitude a lot, like their peace of mind. And maybe it's not like solitude, but like more like a peace of mind and their happy place. But with the Scorpio here, I see it as like kind of keeping your you know, more of like your home life, your work life, your travel plans more to yourself and more to your inner circle than just broadcasting it to the world or something like that. Or maybe it's like a Scorpio in your life. Maybe there's a Scorpio person that is like in the forefront of these areas in your life. And then I see this work with all these charms are facing down, so maybe the words aren't actually as, ooh, okay. Okay, so I'm seeing, so there's this cherish charm, and it has the numbers 2, 2, 4, and 0 on there, which, well, lots of, you know, the 22 may be an important number, adding all these together. It's also a number 8, so 8s can definitely maybe, like if you see 888 a lot, that can be really significant for you. But I see that, and then the little charm of hope. So with this being in the work section, maybe because it came face down, maybe there's been a lot of like, there hasn't been a lot of hope in the workplace. Maybe you're stuck at a job that you don't like, that, you know, because right now we're in a pandemic and there's plenty of people that are even without work. And so it's like, oh, well, I'm stuck here, so I should cherish this, but I kind of am hoping for something better, you know? So I am getting that there's this energy here where there is a balance of that cherishing what you already have, but also there's still hope. Like you can still seek other opportunities as well, you know? Sometimes there's that, you know, idea that you're not grateful if you, you know, you should be so lucky that you even have a job, which yes, like, you know, be grateful. We are grateful, but that doesn't mean we can't hope for something better and hope for, you know, more opportunities in the future, because we still have so much of our personal lives that we want to live. And so, yep, that's that's where I'm going to leave the charm. Oops, I just kind of shift. See what we can do there. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I'm going to zoom that in, take a nice look. And this is the reading. This is the whole reading for you, Pisces. Please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel if this reading resonated with you, and leave in the comments if you like charms included with the reading, if you just want me to stick to the cards. Let me know your thoughts. I'm probably going to still be using these charms because I love them and they make me happy. And I love the messages that I may not get so much from just cards alone. But yeah, so Pisces, I will see you guys in the next video I post, and please take care, okay? Bye.